Hey, so on average, we make about $30,000 to $50,000 around that in low tickets. Now, this is low ticket ascensions. Each month we might make $3,000, maybe $4,000 in actual low ticket sales, $3,000 to $5,000 in low ticket sales. But if we're talking what those low tickets equate to, it's roughly about $30,000 to $50,000. Like, low tickets have such a massive contribution for a lot of our offers, and I want to show you just one of our offers, how we are averaging about $30,000 to $50,000 in low ticket contribution sales, and I want to break it down. With the way that we can track, we can see for all of the people that we work with, the history of every single lead. For example, Yijin attended a webinar on March the 5th of 2026. He then filled out an application form and got DQ'd on March the 5th. He then spent $27 on a low ticket product. Okay, he then spent $7 on another low ticket product. He then booked an implementation call. He got dialed, as you can see here, and the pre-call was made. Call was canceled, didn't show up to the March 15th webinar. Call was booked again on March the 15th. Call was canceled on March the 15th, but then he ended up closing on March the 15th for $1.5 thousand. Okay, so this lead went through all of this, getting DQ'd, only saying that he can invest $500, right? Like a whole span, but then got turned into a 1.5K CC and then $4,000 USD in revenue. And I want to talk about these two low tickets here. So they're very different. And this is insane knowledge for you. I'll break down the $7 one first. The $7 low ticket is for when people get DQ'd. Okay, so the way that it works is if, let's say that you go through an application form and you say that you have less than $500, that won't take you to book a call. It won't take you to a thank you page. It'll take you to a $7 low ticket. And that low ticket will be a landing page and it'll basically say, hey, you're not ready yet, but here's what we can do for you, or here's what we can give you. And then we'll have a bunch of things of what the low ticket is, and then it's literally just a button and then a checkout page, and they buy the $7. That's it. What happens at that $7 is that on the first day, they're dialed. So they get dialed as soon as they buy the low ticket. Now you got to keep in mind, all of the dials of which I'm about to say, except for the last day, there is no selling involved. And I'm not even talking like a little bit of selling. No, there's no selling. As soon as they book, we dial, we say, welcome, are you in everything? Here's what you're going to be going through. We're just acting as a coach. We then dial on the third day. So 3 days of that person being inside of that low ticket, we dial and basically say, hey, how's everything going? What have you seen so far? What have you been up to, etc. Right? Again, we're just coaching. And then on the 6th day, we dial again, right? This is when we try and ascend them. So it is a drip course. What that means is they buy it, and then every single day throughout a 6-day, 7-day period, right, they get a drip course. So they get one new module every single day. Okay? On the 6th or 7th day, we dial and we basically go over everything that they've been through, and then we sell the implementation. Right? That's the big difference with, what makes a successful low ticket and not. A lot of these guys, you give low tickets, but you give the thing, the product, and the implementation. With the low tickets, you want to give the thing and what it is and how crazy it is, but you want to sell the implementation, because information without implementation means nothing. So that's our selling point. And we make tons of money from there. So it goes, buy the $7, get dialed 3 times, go through a drip course, right, over a 6 to 7 day period. We dial them 3 times. On the 3rd time, we try and ascend them. And then if we can ascend them, we book them in for an implementation call with our closer. And then on that call, we then pitch them a $4,000 product, okay? So that's the $7. That's how that contributes. The $27 one though, this one is really, really cool. So this is a webinar low ticket. So what this means is that when we run a webinar, we have the sign up page. So they sign up, and as soon as they sign up, they get taken to another page. Right? On that page, it'll look like this. It'll be this, then a video, and then 2 buttons. And then this is text. So this is right here, the low ticket, and we're selling it as a ticket, a golden ticket. And then here we're saying, no, you don't. Like you don't want it, all right? So as soon as they sign up, they get taken to another page, which is this page. This is a video basically breaking down what they're going to be going over and how the golden ticket is something that is valuable. If they click the golden ticket, they'll be taken to a checkout page on What, and then they will buy the golden ticket. If they don't want to buy the golden ticket, they'll click this button and then be taken to another page. So the way that the golden ticket low ticket works is very cool. They buy the low ticket. As soon as they buy the low ticket, they get redirected to another page, which is called an implementation call page. The reason that the implementation, the reason that the $27 and $7 are so different is because the $7 is a lot more cold. You got to keep in mind, $27 is far more than $7, and they're also showing up to a webinar. So these leads are like literally your best leads. So they buy, they get taken to an implementation page, and then they book a call with the rep straight away. But on the calendar, we don't let them book a spot until the spot is later than the webinar day. So if I've got a webinar day on the 14th, they can book right now, but they have to book a call that's either on the 15th to the 16th. That way, when they show up to their call, they would have already showed up to the webinar event. You see, we're cooking, right? So now this lead has bought the $27. They've gone through the $27 course. They've also attended the webinar, and then they have a book call, right? Which means that they've gone through all of those things. And by the time that they're on that $27 call, if they're on it, then they already know the price of the program, what the program is, everything from the webinar, right? If they cancel, great. That means that they weren't going to buy anyway. But now people that show up from the implementation, they're like, wow, this is really sick. And they're showing up and we know that that person's conversion rate is extremely high. And then that's another way of how we've been able to contribute low tickets to the ultimate of cash at the end of the month. Those are only 2 low tickets that we typically run on offers. They change up a little bit dictated by the offer and industry, but the premise of how they work is the same. $27 to Ascension, again, $27 to $4,000, so they're both Ascensions. $27 by implementation call, webinar, book. So they have their call. And then $7, 6 to 7 day drip course, get dialed 3 times, and then try and sell the implementation at the end. Right? Very, very simple. If you add them into your business now, you'll make a lot more money. Or if we add them into your business, right, you'll make even more money. So totally up to you, but see you next time.